Well, tonight we're in your neighborhood bringing you stories that matter to you and your family.
It's extremely unfortunate that that's going on.
That's the response from Rockport's chief of police on the rising trend of online threats. I'm Adam Beam with what parents and neighbors need to know.
We came back and the car was missing.
Woman's worst nightmare after her car was stolen on the South Side. Neighborhood News reporter Tony Jaramillo shares what police know so far and the connection it has with another crime. And time is running out. Congress has until midnight to come up with an agreement to stop the government from shutting down. We look at how it impacts you. Thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. It's a problem across the country, threats made against schools. Here in Texas, schools have been dealing with both real and potentially fake school threats, leading to increased security and law enforcement investigations, while also implementing new proactive measures like behavioral threat assessment teams and enhanced emergency planning. Neighborhood News reporter Adam Beam leads us off tonight with a look at recent threats made against one local school district and how they're responding.
What you're seeing on your screen right now are threats made to school districts in the past 24 hours alone. I'm your Neighborhood News reporter Adam Beam in Rockport, where just last week they experienced this trend firsthand.
What is our community coming to? Why not call school for the day and use a bad weather day? Why can't they leave the kids alone? This was just some of the confusion and concern among Rockport residents after a threat to the area's schools. While it was found not credible, law enforcement still must act.
That they cause this reaction from local communities. It's extremely unfortunate that that's going on.
It's all too familiar on the national level, but just here in the Coastal Bend, Rockport Fulton ISD is the latest school to find themselves on the receiving end of online threats. Rockport Chief of Police Nathan Anderson says the rise in these cases can be attributed to many things.
You have social media. You have news stories, you have notoriety that it brings to them.
But no matter where they come from, a threat is a threat.
Even an idle threat, or even a threat that's just made through conversation between two students.
And law enforcement will be involved.
Then they're going to be held accountable. You just cannot talk like that in today's society.
But with so many threats popping up, how are officers adapting? When determining credibility, time is of the essence. Anderson tells me officers must ask themselves, who's making the threats? Where are they? What are their connections with the district or the community?
We do visit the schools, we do have a presence at the school, and we do have state-mandated training of a response to an active shooter training.
But keeping students safe requires effort from everyone.
If you see something in the school as a student, you got to say something. If you hear something as a parent from their student, you have to say something.
What Chief Anderson wants parents to understand in situations like these is that concern is understandable, but that pulling students from class may only lead to more harm. Reporting in Rockport, I'm Adam Beam for KRIS 6 News.
Adam, thank you. A federal indictment unsealed this week details what prosecutors call a violent kidnapping and identity theft scheme at a Corpus Christi tire shop. Prosecutors say Victor Daniel Almaguer Cantu and Robert Luis Saldan used a fake Facebook marketplace post to lure a victim to Danny's Tire Service on Baldwin Boulevard in March. Court documents say the victim was locked in an office, beaten, and threatened over video calls. The victim was then forced to withdraw thousands in cash from ATMs and make a $10,000 jewelry purchase with his credit card. When we visited the tire shop, employees refused to comment.
No, we don't want nothing to do with media. They don't want nothing to do with media, so I appreciate it.
Almaguer Cantu appeared before a magistrate judge today. Prosecutors requested he be held without bail. A hearing is set for October 3rd. Well, Corpus Christi police are looking for the people in this vehicle they say was involved in a hit-and-run accident that left one person critically injured. Police say around 10 p.m. Sunday, a person in a wheelchair was trying to cross the intersection of Baldwin and Ayers when the accident happened. The vehicle fled the scene. As you can see right there, it is a Jeep, and it's a black Jeep. The victim was then taken to an area hospital with life-threatening injuries. If you have any information on this incident or the people seen in the vehicle, call Crime Stoppers. That number is 361-88-TIPS.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter on the South Side. Kenda Ambergy recently returned from a trip only to realize that her car was stolen. She says police say the car has also been used in an additional crime.
We came back and the car was missing. Then we made a police report.
On September 23rd, Kenda Ambergy returned from a flight while her boyfriend stayed home, only to find out late that night her car was stolen.
Obviously, I cried about it. I'm emotional, pregnant, so it's been really rough.
The couple tell me Christopher accidentally left his vehicle unlocked with Kenda's keys inside, which allowed the alleged suspect to take the vehicle. She says with her baby due in December, not having a vehicle has been tough.
Yeah, I had an appointment yesterday that I was worried I was going to miss.
CCPD confirms the car has been spotted in several locations in Corpus Christi. He's
using it as it is his own personal vehicle.
The missing SUV is a 2017 red Nissan Rogue with license plate KLQ8373. The same day the couple noticed the car was missing, the vehicle was involved in another crime on SPID. I'm here in the parking lot of Umia because police confirmed that that same stolen vehicle was used right here in a dine and dash incident. If you see this vehicle or have any information that can help police, call the non-emergency number you see on your screen. On the South Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
All right, Tony, thank you. And here is a reminder from the Corpus Christi Police Department Auto Theft Task Force. Be sure to lock your doors every time you park, engage your alarm system, take your keys with you, and don't leave presents or valuables in plain sight. Store them out of view or take them inside. Don't make your vehicle an easy target. Well, fighting crime by having a strong relationship between the community and law enforcement is the message behind National Night Out. Tomorrow night, the Nueces County Sheriff's Officers Association is hosting the second annual National Night Out Community Kickoff. This is video from last year's event that was attended by about 800 people. This year, they're expecting about 1,500 people.
The whole idea of this is to bring the community together with the area first responders so that the community knows who we are and knows that they can call on us when they need something. We really want to build those relationships so that we have a better communication between the community and the first responders.
The National Night Out Community Kickoff will be held tomorrow from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Borchard Fairgrounds in Robstown. There will also be tons of games for those kiddos, Dunk the Deputy booth, prize giveaways, and plenty of food. First responders, vehicles, and Coast Guard helicopters will be on display. There will even be a demonstration by those K9 units. And here's the best part of all, it is free. And it was a really nice day today if you stepped outside and you were an early bird, but is that going to continue on for the rest of the week? Let's go ahead and bring in meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. With that, hopefully, fingers crossed, it was super nice.
Yeah, I was actually up a little bit earlier today. A gorgeous sunrise, and I wasn't the only one to see it. A lot of our Coastal Bend weather watchers got a good photo of it, but all good things must come to an end. It's very soon that we'll start feeling that humidity coming back, but until then, let's see what we've got going on outside. A few clouds out there. Now, it's a sign that we've got some drier air in place, that our puffy white cumulus clouds are not as numerous today, at least not by the bird's eye view here. And if you've been out and about, you may have noticed those clouds look kind of squished. They don't grow very tall. Again, we still have some pretty dry air in place, at least above us, but more of that moisture is going to start coming back as we head on into the second half of the week. And hopefully we would really like to get some rain out of that. I'll tell you what the odds are coming up. But as we moved into the afternoon, a little warmer. How much warmer will it be as we head on into Hump Day? I'll give you your Wednesday forecast coming up.
Now, a second detainee who was shot at an immigration and customs enforcement facility in Dallas has died. Miguel Angel Garcia Hernandez was one of the 3 detainees shot in the attack last week. A Homeland Security official says the 32-year-old died while he was in the hospital after the shooting. Norlan Guzman Fuentes, a 37-year-old Salvadoran national, died the day of the attack. A third victim remains in the hospital. Well, the threat of a shutdown is looming. Congress has until midnight to come to an agreement to keep the government funded. Here's what a shutdown could look like. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers face the threat of mass layoffs, and the Food and Drug Administration may stop inspections. Flights might be delayed because of the staffing shortages, and some government programs, including SNAP, also known as food stamps, could also eventually run out. So, could the WIC nutrition program for women, infants, and children. But the Internal Revenue Service would remain open. Social Security checks would still go out, and FEMA forecasters would remain on the job. It's a community overlooked. After the break, we look at the underrepresented of Hispanics in clinical research and the efforts to change that. We have breaking news from Claiborne County, where a naval aircraft crashed just south of Naval Air Station Kingsville. A DPS spokesman tells us they were notified about the crash around 3:45 this afternoon. The pilot was able to eject and is okay, but is being checked out as a precaution. No one else was on board the flight. This is a developing story, and we'll update it online and on the air as we get more information.
KRIS 6 News celebrates Hispanic heritage.
Well, South Texas is home to one of the largest Hispanic populations in the country. Yet, when it comes to medical research, this community has been often overlooked. Michaela Chavez took a trip to Driscoll Children's Hospital, where a new effort is bringing research and hope closer to home.
There's no advancement in medicine without research.
Hispanic families have long been left out of clinical trials, especially in pediatrics. The FDA has pushed for stronger representation of all ethnic minorities to make sure new treatments work for everyone.
So that we can have an idea, okay, is this product going to work as well in this group as this group?
Until now, most had to travel to bigger cities. Driscoll Children's Hospital's Global Institute for Hispanic Health and Texas A&M are changing that.
Our doctors are 100% clinical, but if they partner with somebody from the university who has that academic background, we really can move the needle on some important health topics for the kids in the area.
And it's not just for Hispanics, but because of our population, the program increases representation for Hispanic children. During COVID, Driscoll enrolled local patients in studies that helped approve the children's COVID vaccine.
It's not only the potential to help themselves and their families, it's the potential to help other people.
Doctors and nurses saying safety is key. Trials start in labs, then with adults and volunteers before children are involved. Families are fully informed of risks and benefits. Both the parent and the child must consent, and they can stop at any time. Trials also give families access to treatments not yet available.
For a lot of people, a clinical trial might be the next choice when they've tried everything that's already available and approved and nothing's working.
They're focusing on conditions like diabetes, obesity, asthma, and others, issues that hit close to home for South Texas families. Results of the research could lead to FDA approvals nationwide.
Well, that was Michaela Chavez reporting. If you're interested in having your child take part, you can find that information on our website, kristv.com.
All right, if you're heading up and out the door, what can you expect? We always give you this view of the SPID and Crosstown Interchange. A lot of busy bees out there. So how is the commute doing? We'll take you now to those traffic maps and show you that we're not doing too bad. Some traffic coming down 37, a little lighter than usual as folks figure out what lane they need to be in, so not too bad. Where the Crosstown and SPID interchange, we're looking good so far. Saratoga, a little bit busy between Questorius and Weber, but that's to be expected. And of course, Rodfield is a bit busy this afternoon. Keep that in mind. How about the usual suspects? SPID around Staples is a busy area, but it's not looking as congested as usual. You will find those slowdowns between SPID and Saratoga along Staples, so be ready for the usual. As you head out, make sure you stay safe and you drive safe. That's a look at your traffic report. Your forecast is next. All right, happy Taco Tuesday. We are at the end of the month, so what do we normally expect on the last day of September? We talked about this a couple of times in the past week, but yesterday we brought it up. We normally wake up to temps around 70 degrees, afternoon high of 89 degrees. We haven't been far off the mark. This morning was a little bit cooler, felt nice, and this afternoon, with the lack of humidity, we don't mind that we kind of beat that 89 by a little bit, but we really would have liked to see a better result when it comes to this expectation, the rainfall for the month. So let's look back at the past month of September. As far as temperatures go, we have been a little bit warmer for this month, but in most cases, a lot of this was just a little warmer than the expectation. We actually had more blue and gray days on the calendar. Those are days that come in right on par in gray or just a little bit cooler in blue. And over the next couple of days, we're going to start October off with another stretch of red days on the calendar. Just a spoiler alert. As far as precipitation, rainfall, well, we had a couple of opportunities of rainfall throughout the month of September, which again is normal activity. We expect that. But the rain was not as generous as what we usually see during the month of September. We've only hit about half of the rainfall that we normally expect during this month, the wettest month of the year. So the winning day was back on the 22nd, where we received over a half inch of rainfall at the airport. But we have made some progress when it comes to our drought around the area, at least keeping things at bay. We'll get another check this Thursday with the drought monitor and our lake level report. So as far as temperatures go, we're feeling great out there. The weather has just been spectacular. We're still in those 90s, but with less humidity, it's more comfortable out there. And we can tell because normally we're looking at those numbers in yellow, the feels like temperature, to see how we actually feel when we step outside. But fairly true to temperature, no complaints there. The wind is a big part of that. We're not seeing those usual warm and humid southeast winds. Well, during the morning, we tend to see more of a north-northeast wind. In the afternoon, more of an due east wind right off the Gulf. But winds have been very light too, so it's not a whole lot of influence, but it is something that keeps that humidity at bay. You may have noticed the increase though. We're still hanging out in those muggy 60s, especially along the coast, but generally not too bad when we look at our dew points, which give us an idea of that humidity, that comfort level in terms of the temperature. So what can we expect as we go through the next couple of hours? Tonight, another wonderful evening here. If you liked it last night, maybe you took a longer walk with the pup. We did. It's going to pay out. We will enjoy the evening with temperatures in those 70s before we even get to midnight. Very light winds tomorrow morning, so kind of a wash, rinse, repeat forecast. But as we head on later into the week, really tomorrow night into Thursday, we're going to start feeling that humidity that won't back down. And that's okay because we need water in the air to get some rain chances in the mix. It's not a whole lot though. Take a look at moisture tracker as we head through the next couple of days. Just a little more of the green here on the map. It's very subtle. And so even though we'll have rain chances, we're not expecting a very good drink of water out of this, maybe a few passing showers. And so while this is looking to come on the weekend, Friday into Saturday, don't think it's going to mess with any of your weekend plans. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Temperatures are going to be in those lower 90s, cooling down to around 90 degrees with some rain chances in the weekend.
Well, saving lives and raising awareness about heart health, that's the goal of one annual Coastal Bend Heart Walk. The walk will take place this Saturday, October 4th at Whataburger Field, starting at 8 a.m. Around 4,000 people are expected to participate. For more information on how to register, visit our website, christv.com.
This is Veterans in Focus, sponsored by the Heil Law Firm, battling for justice, winning for the community.
Well, Robstown-based nonprofit Burn Pits 360 is gearing up for a milestone moment, hosting its first ever gala this October. The Gala of Valor will honor the organization's 15-year fight for justice, a journey that helped push the historic PAC Act into law. The event will also raise vital funds to fuel Burn Pits 360's continuing mission to support veterans nationwide. Our Michelle Hoffman sat down with the founders of Burn Pits 360 to talk about the nonprofit's impact.
There's over 1.6 million veterans that have benefited from the pact, that their claims have been approved. I was taught if you believe in something, you stand for justice, but we do this right. You voice your concern and you make change.
Well, the Gala of Valor takes place October 12th at the Bullock, Texas State History Museum in Austin. To learn more about the event, head over to our website and be sure to join us tonight at 6. Well, today we say goodbye to a special person in our newsroom, our photographer, Manuel Vanegas, also known as Manny Manster, Manny Cam in our newsroom. You might not have seen Manny every day on your TV screens, but you most definitely saw his work every single day. He is the reason why our newscast comes alive, going to breaking news events, conducting interviews, and most importantly, getting those beautiful weather shots. He has worked at Channel 6 for over 45 years. Thank you, Manny, for everything. We are going to miss you so much. Those are some of the shots that Manny
It's
took.
just a small little sample. It's a small sample. I have confirmation from the Manny-Cam that he will continue to post in our Weather Watchers group because he has some of the best photos, and he's certainly going to be missed around here. But you know what? We sent him off with some good weather. Temp's going to be in those lower 90s, but feeling good. Low humidity until about Thursday and the weekend. We're going to keep our fingers crossed for some rain in the forecast.
All right, everybody. Well, hope you enjoy those cooler temps that we have right now, but we're going to see you here tonight at 6 o'clock. Have a good one.
Bye.